It's your favorite therapist. Come on and transform with Mylira. Y'all, this month has been great, and I want to say thank you to everybody who are the Transformer family. Yes, y'all, listen. So January, we talked about exactly what is Transform with Mylira looks like. We discussed why is therapy important, and then I also gave you guys the tea on how to find a good therapist. But today I want to talk about what to expect during your first session. When you go to your first session, one of the biggest pieces is for you to understand, what are you signing up for? There's a thing that's called informed consent. As a therapist, I can only go as far as you want to go. So I want to make sure that you know what you're signing up for. So we're going to go over your policies, your procedures. Normally you will get an intake packet prior to your therapy session. Now please don't be that person that say, I don't know where it's at. Fill it out. Because the more we know prior to you getting into the seat, the better I could be prepared to really help you, to really listen, to really have a heart to transform your life. So please fill out that intake form because we are going to go through that. Another big piece of this is confidentiality. Most people wonder if you are dating a therapist or married to one. You can ask my husband. People wonder, are we blabbermouths? And we're really not. Why? Because that space is confidential. However, there are some limitations to it. And I want to break those limitations down to you so that you know what to be prepared for. Most of what you talk about in our sessions are confidential. However, if you tell me anything about suicidal ideations, I do have to make sure that you are safe. I'm probably going to reach out to the proper authorities, whether that's emergency services, 911, whatever it is that you need. And what happens is with that, it's not just I'm going to call if you have a suicidal ideation. I have told people before, I have struggled with those thoughts as well. So it's not about just because you thought about it, you're going to have to do this. No. What we're looking at is if there is an ideation, if there is an actual intent, a plan, and a means. If you have intent, that means that I'm actually saying this is what I'm going to do. If I have a plan, I now know I'm going to do this, and by doing this, and the means meaning I have access to whatever it is I said I'm going to do. If all of those exist, then I have to make sure that you are safe. Another thing I cannot hold confidential will be homicidal ideations. If you tell me that your baby daddy got on your nerves and you're going to go to his car and bang it up and you don't care if he come outside, boo-boo, I'm going to have to do terror-soft law. What does that look like? That means I need to make sure that that person is safe. I'm going to reach out to authorities because we don't want anybody to get harmed based off of your emotions, right? Other things that I will have to report is if you tell me anything about child abuse or neglect. And this is active child abuse and neglect. Why do I say that? Because as a trauma-informed therapist, I do work with people when they had childhood traumas. But if they're an adult, I'm not going to sit here and open up a case because of something that happened to them when they were a kid. However, if it's something actively happening, and I'm telling you guys, if you're doing anything, I know they say spoil the rod, spoil the child. Some of y'all need to spare that rod just a little bit. But anyway, what I really want you to understand is when it comes to making CPS reports, I don't have to know all the details, and it's not my role as your therapist or whoever you decide to go with to investigate. It is Child Protective Services' role to do that. So if there's any suspicion or you report, we do have to report that. Same thing with elder abuse or any abuse against anyone who is not competent enough to take care of themselves. I have to report that. Outside of the 4 things I just told you, honey boo boo, my lips are sealed. So for your first session, that's what they're going to be talking about. And also be prepared to be open. I cannot help you if your mouth is closed. I can't. So I need you to be vulnerable enough to tell me what it is that you are going through. Now, don't be that person that exaggerates because you want your therapist to feel bad. No, I'm going to read through it, and hopefully your therapist can do the same thing. But what I will tell you is there is power in your storytelling. And the only way we're going to be able to really get you where you want to go is if you are open with actually what brought you in the first place. And it's not about spilling the tea on everybody else. Think about you and how things have impacted you. So that is what I want you to be prepared for in that first session, because it's not very scary, but it is nerve-wracking. And I want to decrease your anxiety by giving you something that can prepare you before you enter that first time. If you have any questions about anything that I said, please make sure you put a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, because we are in the business of transforming y'all. And I'll see y'all next Thursday at 4:44 p.m. Love y'all.